Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. It is time to move on to the month of April where we got 3 fields to plant. Let's get to it. More sheep, more sheep. The more sheep, the better, which means more wool. I'm probably going to have to feed them here pretty soon. I think they're getting kind of low on the feed. As you come over here and check it, yeah, it looks like they're about half full. And, yeah, it looks like they're reproducing rather well. So are the cows. They're going to need some feed as well. But we'll take care of them in April. The rain is about to come here in March. And since it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it's time just to call it a day. Checking on the fields, everything looks, I think we're pretty much all set to move on. The grass field won't be ready until May, so we're going to have to wait for that. But we do have the sunflower field, carrots, and red beets that we do need to plant. Should not take us too long, and then we'll probably get to feeding the animals. Let's go ahead and sleep until 8. I think that's good. I think we're going to bed with like 50,000, I think it said, in the bank account. I think we'll wake up with maybe like 30. The way it's been going, it's usually roughly about 20 grand. But some months we are getting some good money. Okay, do we make money overnight? Were we down to 50? And we're still at 56-ish. Okay, and it's still raining. Rain, go away. We need a. I mean, I can plant in the rain, but not what we really want to be doing here. The rain will not end until, well, about somewhere between 9 and 10. Well, let's go ahead and just fast forward time, shall we? Kind of a great thing that we can do in Farm Sim. Speed up time, slow down time. And the telehandler should be all repaired and fixed. I got that going last night before we called it a day. There's 9 o'clock, and we're just waiting for the rain to quit. It's going to quit right at 10. Yeah, there it goes. Right on the dot. How about that? Or we'll put it at speed times 2. I have no idea where my Challenger is with the Anaconda and the planter. Did I leave that up here at the farm to be filled up? Is that where it is? No. Nope, that's not it either. There we go. Alright, so sugar beet. No, we're not planting sugar beet first thing. We want to do carrots. We'll do carrots first. We'll get into the carrots. If I can find the carrots, there we go. Full liquid fertilizer and seed. Well, actually, before I get going too much on this, let me run over to the New Holland T8. We'll let that engine warm up a bit, and hopefully we can put more manure in. I mean, we should be able to. Yeah, it does look like it went through a whole lot last night, and this is kind of drifting on down. That was up here. Nope, wrong button. I gotta open up the back door for this trailer. Good thing is I don't need the trailer roughly anytime soon. In the distant future, we'll get ourselves another trailer for doing this kind of job. Alright, that trailer should keep on lowering. So the manure is in there. I should bring over the truck to put the slurry in. And I've been told I should convert our truck over to a shorter wheelbase, which we could do, I think. I thought I went with a short wheelbase, but maybe it's not short enough. I'm just actually thinking at some point we will switch it out for the Volvo truck, or I'll have another go at the mod hub to see if I can find a more suitable truck for our uses here. No crop in this field yet, so it's okay if we drive on it. Just want to get that slurry put in. Keep that BGA running. We're not making loads of cash from the BGA. It's not like an American Falls. This is only a 50,000 kilowatt BGA. Good, there's not much slurry left in here. Is it going to take it all? Perfect. Perfect. All right, let's get into the challenge now, and we'll start planting the carrots. And then we'll move on to the sunflowers. And then probably head on over to maybe start on the red beet or get it kind of set up. We'll see how we're doing at that point. But the animals kind of need to be taken care of at some point today. It's not a huge rush, but I don't want to neglect the animals. Kind of did that a little bit on American Falls where the pigs somehow... Well, I knew they were going to run out of corn on American Falls, but I did not know their health was going to go down to 0 just by just having wheat alone. Alright, let's get these carrots in. So now we just got the rollers. We don't have the mulcher. So we shouldn't have any issues like I was having with us deleting the seed. Articulated tractors. Give me a minute to get used to it. I'll probably never get used to it, actually. On flat ground, we should have this field planted in no time. And, of course, like always, all these carrots we put into the soup and canned productions. Not going to yield as well as it did last time because now we got a road going through this field. Now I need to be looking at, being April, it might be time to sell the clothing as well. And that should bring us in like $175,000. I was looking at buying another field because that would give us enough money to do so. Yeah, I think it's just better off just, we'll put more towards the loan. I think for this year we're pretty much all set. I want to stick to my plan of paying off on the loan in the spring, buying fields in the fall. Oh, that car went right on through. I thought the car was actually going to stop and do what they do. But nope, that car went straight on through. So have a look at the stock market page to see if we want to be selling clothes today. It says the best month is May, and that's the month I normally remember doing it on No Man's Land when we were selling a good amount of clothes. But the production we really need to start expanding on for the clothing is actually getting more cotton. But unfortunately right now, I forgot how many liters of cotton is actually in the harvester because we can't unload it, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, we need to expand on the cotton field. And that's the field I was kind of looking at of buying. I was like, well, by the time I buy it, I don't think we can... I think planting cotton, because we did in February, I think planting cotton is only in February and March. So by the time we got the money to expand on the cotton field, planting season has come and gone for that. So we can kind of get it all set for next year, though. Three passes and this field is done. Just ignore the road going through there. Then we'll just switch it right over to sunflowers and get those in. Kind of interesting with root crops in a sense. I'm so used to, in the past, from the root crops before the vegetables came along, those usually take a lot of seeds to plant. But the vegetables hardly take anything, as you can see. I've only used 1% on the seed for the carrots. Doesn't take a whole lot. We are going through the fertilizer, though. And just like that, one of the three fields that we need to get to is now, well, almost in 3, 2, 1. Now it's done. Let's go ahead and turn that off, and then, like magic, they're magic seeds that are in there because we can just switch over to a different crop type. Yep, sunflowers is what's next. There is a mod out there, and I thought about using it a while ago. I forgot what map I was on. I think it was actually Solyndra, the small map, where you have to buy this the right seed for the crop you want to put in. But when you go to unload it, if you were unloading the drill or whatever, then it would be just like regular seed. At least that's what I remember seeing on the mod itself. So it's not like this switch over. I'd have to go empty out. That's the only problem. If you're planting wheat, okay, you put wheat in your drill. But when you go unload it, it's just classified now as just base game seed. So, you're planting wheat, empty it out, now it's ready to seed, but now you want to plant oats. And now you want to go back to the other field and you want to plant wheat. Well, the wheat seed that you had is not wheat seed anymore. So I was trying to figure that whole thing out. What do you do with all the extra seed all the time? I guess just sell it? Or get rid of it? I have no idea. So sunflowers in this field, and of course sunflowers is a good crop to have here because we got the bees right next to us. And that should up the production. I could keep swapping it out from year to year, going sunflower, canola in this field because we want the oil for making our potato chips. But trying to mix it up, I don't, this is the first time I think I've ever really used the pure sunflower header. Usually I get the corn / sunflower header. But here, just got the good old sunflower header, which is good in a way because it does harvest at a faster speed. And that's always nice. All these bees making all that honey. You can still see the sunflower stalk sticking up through, but since we got ourselves a direct drill planter, we do not need to cultivate the field beforehand. You can go right back in the field, go right back over, and you're all set. Spin around, and we'll just go up the hill this way. Didn't want to get you guys dizzy, so we're going to rotate going counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. Even the Challenger going up this hill with all the horsepower that it has, we went down to half of the working speed. Something I didn't really take in that much consideration when setting up on this farm. I thought, I'm like, okay, we'll get this tractor, that tractor. These are the implements we're using, so we should have enough horsepower. And then finding out that going up these hills, no, we don't have enough horsepower. I actually thought I'd be using the Lamborghini a lot more than I have been. But now that's been kind of reduced to moving some grain around. Probably spreading some lime on the fields with the bridle spreader. That's the kind of work you'll be doing. Bring the grain all the way down to the oil mill because we're in the north end, that's in the southern end. Kind of hoping I can get this field done before I run out of fertilizer. Yeah, so money-wise, I'm going to have to double-check when I edit the video. I thought we went to bed with like $50,000 in the bank account, and yeah, now we're pretty much staying even. We're not losing the $20,000. It must have been a windy day or something, and the wind turbine down at the large BGA, which we own the property that the large BGA is on. We just don't own the BGA itself. But that is where our wind turbine is. So I mean, if we can stay even, which was the whole point of putting down the wind turbine, then we're going to be doing a little bit better. So we just want windy days, I guess. Bring on the wind. We'll have to take a sneak peek because we moved on another month to see if the grapevines have started to sprout some leaves, some foliage, and if they did, we can get in there with our oxbow harvester / sprayer and we'll get all the fertilization done. We can take care of that really quick. Only downside of that is, for some reason, I cannot unload the liquid fertilizer out of the Oxbow harvester when I convert it back over to a harvester. So basically, I'm buying fertilizer, and I wish I knew how much it took last year because I forgot. It might be better if I bought a pallet of liquid fertilizer instead of going to the hut and maybe only filling up the harvester. Well, I say harvester, but the sprayer with maybe like 500 liters. If that's all it took last year, just take a quarter of it. That way I'm not losing it all. And I might actually have a pallet down at the store. So I could go get that with a telehandler and bring it up to the sprayer. I mean, and looking at it, I mean, we got a $10 million loan, or just under, and I'm trying to save myself $1,000 worth of liquid fertilizer. I do love this planter for the big fields like we have here. I say big fields. It doesn't seem like they're big because we're getting the jobs done really quick, but this is an 18 meter wide, I think it's 18, planter, and we are planting at, when we can, at 14 miles an hour, which is a lot faster than most planters, of course. Not quite the big fields that we had on Oceanside Forest. I'm not sure I want to do any fields like that again for a while. But it was fun getting on that map and clearing out all those trees and making farming fields and expanding like we did. A lot of hours went into cutting down trees. I've been asked if I was going to go out. I haven't looked at the map that well or seen any videos or nothing on it. But the map that just came out of the Mars map or something, I forgot, don't even know what it's even called. But I guess you're supposed to plant a lot of trees there. And someone said I should go on there and try to redeem myself from cutting down the almost 9,000 trees or whatever it was on Oceanside Forest. And I guess you got to plant like 10,000 trees on the Mars map or something. I was like, I think we had our fair share of logging recently, so I do like the concept that somebody came up with, planting on another planet or something like that. Like I said, I have no idea. I haven't really seen the map. I saw it on Mod Hub, and I just saw a one picture of it, so it looked kind of interesting. It's kind of funny through the years of how Farming Simulator has come along. You go back, at least when I really got into it myself was FS15. And finding mods back then was almost, it was hard to come by. 17, third-party websites were really pushing the mods. Is that when the Mod Hub came out, was in 17? I think so. Then 19 came out, and then mods were just starting to come out everywhere. And now FS22, which has been out a year longer than most other series of Farming Simulator, and there's just so many mods out there now. It's hard to keep track of all the mods and all the mods that you do have. I know I do every once in a while. I get confused of what mod does what. Now we're going to come over here and top this off with fertilizer and seed. Fertilizer, seed, cover that up. Let me switch it over to red beet, so I'll be all set when I get over there. Red beet. There's the red beet. You know, I just realized... Oh, no, we're all set. We're all set. It's the forage wagon that we need, not the trailer. Trailer's in use with the manure. The forage wagon is right there. So we're going to go grab some hay and feed that to the sheep. I kind of forgot how big that feed trough was for the sheep. but I can get a good estimate. Like 25,000. So if I grab like 15,000 liters of hay, I think we're good. 15,000 liters of hay. Lamborghini is... I have no idea where... Oh, it's right over here. Like it should be here. There it is. Let's go grab the forage wagon and we'll grab 15,000 liters of hay. Take care of the sheep. And then we'll head back down. I don't know if I got any silage in the fermenting silo. If I do... Oh, I got grass in here. If I do, I need to bring that over to make some TMR for the cows. So this is going to go right into the fermenting silo. When we cut the grass in May, I think everything is going to go into the fermenting silo. I got a good amount of hay going. Definitely to make it for... Ouch, I run into the gate. We can definitely make it to midsummer with the amount of hay that we have. Right, we'll try to stay on the roads themselves. Don't want to be driving into the fields that much, compacting the soil. Oh yeah, we got to fertilize that potato field. That's why I left it 130 over there. And we'll see what we got in here. I'm not going to turn it on because I'm sure we converted everything over. But I got to see how much is in that building. I'm going to guess nothing for some reason. Where are we here? There's a lot of silage in there. How much silage can that building take? I have no idea. Well, if it holds almost 200,000 liters of this stuff, I'm pretty sure this could take a full trailer of silage. This will take a moment to fill. What's going on in? So while that's filling, let's have a look at the stock market page and clothing. Oh yeah, we need to sell that now in the 0KM shop. All right, so while this is filling up, because that's going to take just a little bit longer, let's go back up here and we'll grab the truck and the tanker. I guess we'll bring the tanker with us. And we'll park that away. Just ignore that there was slurry in there, and whatever I use it next on, that it matters that much. Yeah, there might be some crop damage in these crops when we get to harvest time. Sugar beet is growing, which is nice. Can't remember if I got to fertilize that or not. I know the middle I don't. But I think the outskirts we do. Now usually this shed here is for these two trailers. And this side was for the cotton harvester, but I can't pull the cotton harvester up to bring it back up to the sheds. And I don't know why I'm trying to park it right to the edge like I need all that space. Because we don't. So I'm going to my favorite selling point where I can't quite make the corner. But we'll do our best. Let's go make $175,000. Or whatever it is. It should be roughly around there anyways. Load them up, and there's more than that. Just gotta wait for it to start spawning. Now, I was thinking about actually going to PAX East this year, which Well, by the time you're watching this, it should be over. Because Giants was going to be there, and I was wondering, like, are they going to announce anything? And as far as I know, they haven't announced anything for Farming Simulator. I think they were just doing a few things. The Farming Simulator Kids is coming out sometime soon. But nothing has been leaked about an FS25, which I think most people are saying it's going to happen because they haven't really announced a year 3 pass for us. You could have let me in there, but no. Yeah, no 3-year pass this year. So I'm just wondering when, if they are going to announce anything, it'll probably be at FarmCom, which is going to be at Fent this year, I think. So maybe they'll announce something then, what their plans are. Well, I got it in all one go. 177.471. That is nice to see. And I actually made it around the corner. And I wasn't even really trying. I did hit the hedges a few times, but that's going to happen. And now I'm hitting the hedge on the other side. $236 in the bank account. That seems like a lot of money now. Should I be maybe, doing like a lot of selling today? What do we got for canned goods? Potato chips are looking pretty good. They go to the restaurant. Preserved food for parsnips is looking pretty good. That goes to the market stall. And then the red beet goes to the farmer's market. They're all going to someplace different. Maybe we'll wait until we do the candy in June. We have about, 20, 50, 80, got about $100,000 of that. And then if you add the other stuff there, we might get another $200,000 there. So I think, let's just go ahead and we'll keep that stuff over there for now. Let's go in. Where's the market page? Here we go. Let's go ahead and repay some of that. I think, because we are pretty much done planting, so I don't need much for seed and fertilizer and such. Let's get it down. Our loan, that is, to $9.8 million. That'll leave us $61,000 for now, which is more than enough, it seems. If we can stay stable through the months with this getting money from the wind turbine. I mean, if we need money, we'll sell the other stuff sooner rather than later. But if we can help it, I'd rather wait until June. All right, so silage to the TMR mixer. Swing wide here, or wide-ish. I think the trigger for this is in here somewhere. And I hope it takes it all. If not, I'll be buying a silo to put this in. All right, let's go ahead and activate that. So we're making some more of that good stuff with beet waste, right? Oh, that could take a whole bunch of silage. I could actually go over and grab some more. Let's go ahead and activate that so we can get some more TMR for next month. Because 33,000 really is not a whole lot. Now, the good thing about this output is we can clip right through it. And this will take a moment to fill up, but not long enough for me to go do anything else currently. It does hold about 33,000, so I'll just do a jump cut until we're full. Wasn't too bad, about 90 seconds to put in 34,000 liters. Actually, we can put the cover back on just for a moment. Roll back in. The cows should be able to take all of this. Their feed trough is a little bit bigger than what the sheep have. Really should give the forage wagon a bit of a rinse. It looks kind of filthy. But basically, all we really ever have in here is grass, hay, silage, and total mixed ration. So it all goes hand in hand. Then we'll go down and get 15,000 liters of hay from the haymaker. Only problem with the cow barn and feeding them on the inside, you can't really see the cows coming to get the feed. If they are, I don't see any actually running there, but usually that's what kind of happens. Alright, some hay is next in order. Open this back up. I think the sheep heard me when I went by. I said, I gotta get some hay, and I heard one of them just yell out, "Hey!" That's what it sounded like it said. See how much crop destruction we do end up with when it comes time to harvest those carrots. I can't see myself going all through summer without doing some damage there. Alright, just want 15,000. Forgot how fast this fills. Okay, rather fast. Alright, I'd rather be just a little bit under than over. And then all of our animals should be good for a few months. Scare all the birds away. Hopefully they're not eating our freshly planted seeds. Okay, this could be just a little bit tricky getting this on in there. But if I remember, I don't really have to get too far in the door before the trigger is activated. Wish the door is open the other way, but it is what it is. We have just enough space to get this done every time. Perfect. Now just make sure it takes it all, be good. I'm thinking it might take closer to 30,000. I was like, well, they take a lot. That's the cows. Yeah, it looks like 25,000 is what they take. So you're eating about 3,000 liters now per month. So in about 7 months, basically. But they're going to reproduce pretty soon. Oh, that's puberty. Wrong one. Puberty. Reproduction is 0. Any of you actually currently reproducing? Yes, that could be next month. And I kind of forgot with the enhanced animal mod what the output, what the reproduction could be. I'm guessing maybe like 3 to 6, maybe for sheep or something like that. I don't know. We get what we get. We'll just keep feeding them. All right, let's actually bring this down, even though I'm going to be using it next month. We'll give this a rinse because, yeah, that's filthy. May take a moment to clean this off. Actually, it's cleaning pretty darn quick. Gotta take care of your equipment. And while we're here, spray off the Landini. I called it the Landini. Lamborghini. See, that's what you get for having a Landini on one series and a Lamborghini on another. I don't think I've called the Landini the Lamborghini, but I definitely have called, because I just did. But I've done it a few times. I definitely called the Lamborghini the Landini a few times. Okay, the 130, let's hop into this. Oh yeah, and I can't put on my map because we're not doing precision farming. So let's do an aerial view, and hopefully I can kind of see where I have fertilized. So in most of my series, you see me bring up the mini map in the bottom left-hand corner, and we can see the where we planted. We'll see like the blue color changing. To let us know that we put fertilizer down, but that's only with precision farming. So here we'll just have to do an aerial view and just do the best we can. Now we know it works on the potato planter because the potato planter is not putting in fertilizer. But if I fertilize the field first and then put the potatoes in, I can go right back in before the crop grows and put the second stage of fertilization in. For our planter, I'm not sure if that would work. It all depends exactly how the planter is set up in some sense, but yeah, you usually got to change the state of the field before it will re-fertilize. And I don't know if the game's going to be quick enough to see the state change from not planted to planted and fertilized, because I think those stages are all the same on the planter. It's planting and fertilizing at the same time. So it's not going to be able to fertilize because technically it hasn't been planted yet. If that makes any sense. I'm probably not explaining it correctly. But I think for those who know, you know. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, just want to get one of these fields done because I don't want to be doing a whole bunch of fertilizing back to back, which I would be doing if I didn't do this one now. And this is a very narrow working width. Let's save some fertilizer. I can barely see where I've been, but I think we got it all. And let me just set that back on the widest working width. Now if I go to here and we switch over to here, yep, looks like I did a pretty darn good job. This field here, as you can see, needs to be fertilized. This will fertilize after the crop grows. Potato field, cotton field are done. Yep, our grass field is all set. Sunflowers will be done as well after the crop grows. But the 130 does have narrow tires on it, so we shouldn't get any crop destruction, which you shouldn't in the first growth stage anyways. The crop is very flexible in the first growth stage, so you could drive on in and you're not going to damage any crops, although I would kind of like to see that changed a little bit. I guess depending on the weight of the tractor. You know, if I go in there with, you know, the 130, if I had wide tires on there, I would say crop, you know, no crop destruction. If I were to go in with maybe like the Anaconda Challenger that we're jumping into, maybe that would damage the crop. All right, well, I'm not going up and around the grass field and going out that way. So the way out is through production lane. Then I'm going to travel down like I'm going to the store, then cut across through the woods to get over to the vineyard, because that's where our other field is. Yeah, originally I was thinking about in the field we're getting ready to plant, I was going to put in more grapevines, but I think we're just going to keep it as is and keep putting in some crops so we can do productions and just earn more money that way. I think I really haven't said anyone say that we're not doing enough grape production. I think most people said we've got enough and we're doing just about the right amount, at least anyways. So you've seen this route before on down to the store and up over to the woods, but maybe I'll just do a little time lapse for it. And we have arrived over to the vineyard, and I can already see on the hill the grapes have foliage on them, so we should be able to fertilize them. But that'll be for another time. So a few passes with this planter here. We'll have some red beets in the ground. And just like before, it's not going to take us too long to get this done. And I do believe, if I'm just thinking in my head, that all of the fields will be planted and done. Well, when I say done, I mean we're done with the planter, at least for the year. Unless I decide to plant some wheat and barley crop in the fall. I probably will, because we got the grain mill. We bought that. And it's always good to have some straw around for the cows, although I think we got plenty of straw. No, I know I don't have access to this land. Yep, you can see these vines over here. Of course, I never got around to taking care of the ones at the end that Francine decided not to prune. But since we're not making the big bucks off the grapes, I'm not too worried about it. I can't remember how fast the other planter actually does plant at. Was it 50 miles an hour? Which seemed quite ridiculous. I mean, at least for me, I think that's just way too fast. I mean, you're getting the jobs done so quick. But I mean, I could understand it if you got the fields like I did on Oceanside Forest. It's one of those things you just got to determine yourself how much time you want to spend doing certain jobs, and what mod you would like to have. I think when I really started getting to speed up mods, what I mean by that is mods, planters, harvesters, and so on that work faster than the base game. I was on Rattlesnake Valley, for any of those who remember that map in FS17. And when you start off on that map, you get a pretty decent sized field, but you get the smallest harvester with a 6-meter wide header. Of course, harvesting that field alone and selling the crop almost gave you enough money to go ahead and buy an upgraded harvester, but you had to harvest the field first. And I want to say it took me like 4.5 hours to harvest that field because he also had a small tractor and a trailer to go along with it. So I was harvesting the wheat in that field, and I had tons of swaths everywhere. But luckily, after I sold all the wheat off that field, of course, by the time I got done, I did not need the harvester, but I bought a bigger tractor, a bigger trailer, a windrower to roll the swaths more into this, so I didn't have as many swaths, and then baled it up and then sold the bales. I think that was the first big map I played on as well. FS15, my first true version of FS I played in. I played on Bjornholm for a long time before I dabbled onto a modded map. And I honestly don't even remember what the modded map was. So it didn't leave an impression on me, apparently. But I think Rattlesnake Valley was the first modded map that I spent a lot of time on. I had a lot of hours on Bjornholm in FS15. I mean, in the end, even playing on hard economy there, I think, and back then the wind turbines, I think, were 1,125,000 or $1,250,000. I think I had about 20 wind turbines. Because I just kept getting money. I'm like, I gotta spend it somewhere. That might be a challenge for me at some point in Farming Simulator to just accumulate money, because that's not something I like doing. When I see money in my bank account, it's like, what should I buy? What should I spend it on? Instead of accumulating it. Yeah. And seeing the total there. So, the grapes, yeah, we need to come over here and fertilize those. The mulching may need to be done sometime soon as well. The grass field won't be done till May, and we got fertilizing to do in some of the fields also. But all the planting is done for this harvest season, so that's a good thing. Didn't really go through much fertilizer and seed over here. Waiting for that car to go by. We sold clothing today, and we paid off a little bit of the loan. But you know what? Now we're down to $9.8 million owed. So, you know, every little bit helps, because the loan interest at midnight won't be as bad as we know. And that's what we're kind of slowly working towards. But yeah, if the wind turbine keeps bringing the money like it has the last few months, then I'm not going to be too focused on the money side of things. They'll just be, let's farm and keep on farming. But as for farming today, I think that's where we have to wrap it up. But we'll pick up back up here in the month of April next episode. We'll get the fertilizing done in the sugar beet field, and then fertilizing, of course, the grapes and mowing of the grass. That's the work I see in our future. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.